Good morning. It was a difficult coupon yesterday because so many teams, so many comfortable leads from the first leg. It's effectively half time and they don't really need to turn up. But they did turn up. Is that something we can take to the bank today? A few patterns from yesterday we can take onto today. One, odds on favourite, 2 goals down. Boom. 2 goals down from the first leg, odds on today. Market not panicking. Kerry Almaty delivered. Borat, absolutely delighted with that. Sexy time for Borat. So watch out for that pattern today. You'll see it with Rangers against Panathinaikos. Short odds equal goals. But when you're already leading by 3 goals from effectively the first half, can you trust them to deliver? Maybe you can. So that could be something to take in to today, couldn't it? Ditto, 1.06 Red Star Belgrade. Boom. That's what we expect. Anything under 1.09, you're expecting over 3.5 goals, bare minimum. One trade I wish I got involved in, Iberia 1999. Get a flake with that. Getting the late goal to make it 2-1 and bring it to extra time. I should have laid that very late draw. Wish I'd done that. All of the other matches, the leads were so comfortable. For example, Ljubljana don't need to win. 2-goal lead. Just need to handle the match, as they did professionally yesterday. Looking on to today, so we'll take the lessons from yesterday into today and highlighting Panathinaikos, a 2-goal deficit in the first leg, red card affected, but they're odds on favourite today. So take the hint, Rangers might be in for a tough evening this evening. So do watch out for that match. Karabag against Shelburne. Let's take a look at some of these scorelines from the first leg, if we can find them. So we're at the Champions League site. Karabag, where are you? So let's just see if we can find Karabag against Lech Poznan. There against Shelburne, sorry. 3-0 lead from the first leg. 1.2 favourite today. Like Dynamo Kiev, are we going to see another 3 goals from them today? If you can trust this, we're expecting a goal before half time. 3-0, 3-1, any other home score. But it's only the second half and they're already leading by 3 goals. That's the dilemma we face. 4-1 lead for Malmo from the first leg. Exactly the same story today. Are they going to turn the short odds into 3+ goals again, having already led by 3? They are playing a very poor opponent. That could be something for Malmo to have a go at. They're also in the midst of the Swedish Allsvenskan League. Maybe this could be a good pipe opener, help with the goal scoring. Steaua Bucharest and Skendia. A messy first leg, 1-0 Skendia lead. Both sides red carded, but look at the sudden lurch here. So this is like the Rangers match and like the Kayrat Almaty match. Got an odds on favourite at home, leading a goal or 2 down, but odds on today. Take the hint. 11v11. Steaua Bucharest are expected to deliver this evening. All to play for Ludogorets and Rijeka. But again, the market has given us a clue. Ludogorets odds on today. The thing about these Croatian sides is that it's such a poor league, the Croatian HNL1 league. By poor, I mean it's only, I think, 10 teams in it. Dinamo Zagreb tend to dominate. They don't tend to be stretched, a bit like the Scottish Premier League. So when they're exposed outside of their own country, they do tend to be found out, these Croatian sides, generally speaking. You get the odd exception like DZ when they turn up. Ferencvaros against Noah is the 600-year-old manager. Got the tactics against Ferencvaros today. Let's have a look at the first leg. A 1-2 Ferencvaros lead from the first leg, despite being red carded, suggests that they are just too hot for Noah. He's going to have to park the arc today. Got a couple of giraffes up front for the set pieces. Stick a couple of gorillas in goal, or a couple of gorillas as centre backs from his arc. And Noah might be in with a shout this evening. He's one of the oldest managers in European football, Noah. Doing a fine job, isn't he? Just shows you, when you look after yourself, like Noah, you can have a long career in football. Maccabi Tel Aviv against Paphos. Let's take a look. It's 1-1 from the first leg, so 1.9 is very, very lukewarm for the Israelis. They do have a reputation, at least in the Israeli Liga Ha'al, Maccabi Tel Aviv, of being defensively sound. So I think for me, if Paphos score first this evening, I would, with insurance, take that lead on. Panathinaikos and Rangers have already alluded to this one. A 2-0 lead for Rangers against 10 men, Panathinaikos in the first leg. Rangers did what they needed to do. They just need to manage this match now. But look at the odds, 1.7 home favourite. Keret Almaty delivered. Will Panathinaikos. It's going to be a tricky evening for Rangers, this. Breidablik against Lech Poznan. It's a 7-1 lead for Lech Poznan from the first leg. So that's one of those matches you just leave alone. It's probably going to peter out to a 0-0. Red Bull Salzburg against Brann. This is one which got away. Brann scored first in the first leg. I was remembering Salzburg's season in the Austrian Bundesliga, and it was very poor indeed. Because of that Champions League, the newfangled Champions League, caught Man City out, etc. But they came from behind and scored 4 goals. 1.38 favourite today. The market's expecting them to get at least 2 goals today. Servette and Poulsen, let's take a look at that one. I think it's a 1-0 lead. It's a 1-0 lead for Servette. But note who the odds-on favourites are. So that gets another star, doesn't it? The market's telling you. They're not worrying too much about that Servette lead. Both of these leagues have just begun, the Swiss Super League and the Czech One League, or it's called the Chance League now. They've just begun their seasons. So we haven't really got a gauge form-wise, but it's a 1-0 deficit. Market expects Poulsen to deliver. What I would see here potentially would be Servette parking the bus for as long as possible, but that's a dangerous game. If Servette score a goal, they'll have a great advantage. Bodo Glimt, talking of scoring goals, we're expecting at least 3 or 4 goals from them today. This is a good match to just show you the challenge table I introduced you to yesterday. It is a very good tool for the trader. Go off to Norway. Scroll down. Bodo Glimt and Strømgodset. Give that a bit of a tinkle. Scroll down. We're looking at the head-to-heads. Well, we don't need to go to the head-to-heads. This is the challenge table on your right-hand side here. And you can quite clearly see some patterns. Got second in the league against second bottom. 3, 7, 3, 4. Scored against strugglers at home for Bodo Glimt. Now that fits in absolutely perfectly with a 1.11 quote, doesn't it? But this lot kept Viking, Strømgodset kept Viking very, very quiet. They kept Brann to a single goal. They kept Sandefjord to a single goal. They kept Fred to a single goal. They actually beat Sarpsborg. But there's a little bit of a gap between second and fourth. The market's expecting Strømgodset to not be this competitive. But look at all this, both teams to score. We might have some fun and games from them today, Stroms. But the market is emphatic. We're expecting a repeat of this 3 to 7 goal haul for Bodo this evening. Of course, you're expecting a goal before half-time. They, in fact, tend to lead at half-time. We saw that in the last match. 1-0 lead. Went to 1-1. 2-1 by half-time. So do watch out for that angle. If it's a draw after 20-25 minutes, Bodo might look for the win. The OBOS-ligaen, generally speaking today, it's a league to leave alone. I have researched it in full for members. We've got examples like Hod and Egersund. Egersund unbeaten away against 8th and lower, playing one of those today. Hod, solid at home against, I think it's 6th and lower. You can't split these two. It's too difficult. Kongsvinger and Start, it's a dangerous match. It's a top 3 clash. For me, it's a derby-style match. And when I say derby-style match, I mean top 3 clash. Start and no mugs, obviously, they're top 3. Form lines can be thrown out of the window, to be perfectly honest with you. So I'm not willing to give you a strong hint on this one. It's difficult. You can't discount a top 3 side, can you? Especially when they're meeting a fellow top 3 side. Lynn and Arlesund, 2.4 the favourite. Moss and Sogndal, 2.5 the favourite. Take the hint. Very, very difficult matches to unpack. Let's see why Lynn and Alison is difficult. Well, Lynn are on a 4-match winning run, but they haven't met 2nd to 7th at home. That's who they're meeting today. So you've got to put that 4 consecutive winning run into that context. Momentum I like, and in a match such as this, where the market is saying we can't pick a winner, I might go with the momentum this evening. But the in-play stats are going to be absolutely vital for this. Mjøndalen against Asane. This could be one to take on a Mjøndalen lead. They are pants. I think that's a footballing term, isn't it? Very unreliable and in a good way. If they score first, they tend to be gettable. But this is an Asane who haven't met the bottom 4 away from home yet. They're meeting the bottom 4 today. So we've got a slight gap in knowledge there. But Mjøndalen, eminently gettable. I think they've just had the 1 win all season. Moss and Sogndal. Well, you've already alluded to it, 2.5 the favourite. Why is it a tough nut to crack? Let's take a look. I didn't even research it. That's how unconfident I was with it. Okay. Moving on to the next one. Odd against Stabæk. I'm with Odd here today. That looks very, very generous indeed. Unbeaten at home. Scored in the last 7 at home. Why on earth they're not odds-on favourite, I don't know. Only 3 wins all season for Stabæk. But both teams do tend to score in Stabæk matches. That might be the reason the market's not turning odd into odds-on. But certainly for me, they've got the better profile by a country mile. That could be an early Christmas gift. I've picked out a few of these in these lower tiers and got them right. Really good odds. And this is really good odds relative to a match odds market pre-match. Skeid and Ranheim. Let's take a quick look. Only 1 win. Plays only, I think so, only 3 defeats since the 28th of April for Ranheim. Again, that looks a gift from the gods, to be perfectly honest with you. Far better profile, Ranheim. 4 wins in 5 away. From a neutral perspective, both teams to score. It's a strong pattern for both of these 2 teams. I would love Skeid to score first, of course. And our old pals, Lillestrøm, are a prime example to you. And you're going to see this a lot as the seasons unfold throughout the Europe. We're going to have newly relegated sides. We've got one of them, Luton, I think, kicking off on Friday. Are they going to be dominating the lower tier? We will see. Well, Lillestrøm are. They are unbeaten. They are a trader's best friend. They've come from 2 goals down to draw 2-2 and remain unbeaten. They've come from deficits multiple times to come back and get a result. Ultra reliable. Stick them in your notebook. So that's it for today. I will be seeing members of footballtradingprofits.com from 5 p.m. I think this evening. But please, I've walked you through the OBOS-ligaen. It's like running the gauntlet, isn't it, this evening? So many holes in the form. So many disagreements that I have with the market. 2.4 the favourite, 2.5 the favourite. It's a difficult coupon. In-play stats are going to play a vital role this evening, as they are for the Champions League, because we've got so many sides, so many comfortable leads, and they're expected to double up on their 3-4 goal haul. Steaua Bucharest, Malmo, Karabag, et al. Lots and lots of odds-on favourites at home. All bar 2 matches, odds-on favourites at home. That's a good sign as well from a trader's perspective. So I'll be seeing you from 5 o'clock this evening, members of footballtradingprofits.com. Have a great day.